How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody is doing great. I made it back from my sea trip voyage. It was a ton of fun. Let me see if I can find my earpiece. There we go. Let's just scoot that up a little. All right. It was a lot of fun. I had a blast getting to go see family and be out on the ocean for a good long time. For those of you who didn't know, I was gone from about last Wednesday till just now. Not really just now, but pretty darn close. And Anna wanted to do some stuff she was excited to do when we got back. She had a friend she wanted to get to visit with on the way back, tell stories, show pictures, all that kind of fun. So I wanted to stream and say hi to anybody who may pop in live, if not live, anybody who comes and sees this afterwards, because I do this this is all about having fun. I do this to have fun, unwind, relax. What I do always want to remind you of is, if you like my stuff, I try to put them all nice and neat in playlists. But if you like some of what I do with video games, retro and new both, I have a series of channels listed down in my description that you might enjoy. We've got all of the Four Horsemen, my major moderators, and their content or their channels. So we have Omega Ace Gaming, who does great Let's Plays, playthroughs, a lot of fun stuff to be found there. He's been playing things off of the Nintendo Disk System, which has been super, super cool. Then we've got, of course, Ash, and a channel down there. Now, I'm not sure if he's got, I haven't seen it go up yet. I believe he's going to be looking at earlier in the next year for his formal release. I could be wrong on that. But my recommendation is, he does great stuff, a lot of stuff that's funny, and in previous content that he's launched, there's a lot of funny commentary, a lot of serious commentary, and he's very good, very articulate about finding what he does and doesn't like, and commentating and ranking and rating, and I think it's really, really something to give a look to if you're interested in specific titles that he may have reviewed. He also does written reviews as well, and I highly recommend subscribing to that to take a look at some of the reviews of newer games. We have Thumb Bros. Thumb Bros is amazing as well. I've put both his Twitch and his YouTube down there. He does a lot of speedrun-esque stuff, and it's not just speedruns, not just No Death, but it's also Let's Learn, showing the process and the creative process of it. Sadly, he invited me to a thing day before yesterday or 2 days ago, and I tried to make it. My connection was super spotty out in the middle of the ocean, so very difficult to get a good connection, but I will go take a look at it. I've now that I've made it back into stable connection, and I highly recommend you guys give it a look too if you're interested in speedrunning, or if you're just interested in learning to speedrun. I think he gives some really great, comprehensive, just digestible advice. Very, very, very good. Lastly, but definitely not leastly, we have Viddy. Viddy is awesome and has two channels as well. His own channel, which is Viddy's Gaming Videos, where he talks, gives commentary, invitations, and things of that nature to games, both new and retro. He did a little bit back, he did some Banjo-Kazooie stuff. He's put some new commentary, letting everybody kind of know what he's been up to. He took a little bit of a break, came back, all kinds of great stuff there. If you have stuff that you're looking at right now, or if you want to look at his backlog, really great stuff. I honestly very much enjoy it. He also has Viddy Plays, his gameplay channel. That's where you'll find that Banjo-Kazooie playthrough, which is a lot of fun, a lot of commentary, a lot of jokes. Great guy with great content. And of course, you'll also find my lovely wife, Anna, the Siren Ivy, at Twitch. She streams most weekdays now, I think. I believe she'll start streaming again tomorrow, as we kind of get back into our normal schedules, although we're happy to take vacation. It was also we're also not necessarily excited to jump into regular schedules again, save for the gaming and having fun. So I hope that you'll check them out and give things a quick look. I'm also going to go, this is going to be a playlist. I'm super excited to play this. I saw another YouTuber playing this and I wanted to give it a shot myself. I started playing a couple of levels. I've done a couple of levels. I know how kind of the general works. I'm still not good at it by any means. But I will tell you, let me go ahead and get the music to fade out here. I will tell you that I had a lot of fun and said, I gotta share this. So I'm going to give it a shot. I hope you'll bear with me. And I hope that the frame rate will hold with me of our transition screen. My goodness. Sorry about that. So this is New Super Mario World 2 around the world. This is not an official release. As you can see down at the bottom, it's Pink Gold Peach is the creator. I did go ahead and put the link to this ROM hack down in my description. If you are unfamiliar with this, my first thing you need to do is you need to own Super Mario World. You can then go and get a clean ROM of Super Mario World, because obviously we don't want to damage your actual Super Mario World cartridge. And you can get, depending on if you're on Windows or Mac, you can get an IPS patcher or a multi-patcher. So for Mac, it's multi-patcher. For Windows, Lunar IPS would do a good job. LIPS, L-I-P-S, yeah, Lunar IPS, yep. And you can literally take your clean Super Mario World ROM, patch it with this bad boy here, and you'll now have New Super Mario World 2 around the world. This is a very well done game, ROM hack, patch, whatever you want to call it. So let me switch over so I can hear. Okay, you might be hearing now, this is Crash Bandicoot music. There's kind of a cool theme. The music in this is all, at least as far as I know, either original compositions or it's bit translated, or not bit crushed, but kind of other games. So this is Crash Bandicoot, which originally came out on a 32-bit system. Or I can't remember if the PlayStation is 32 or 64. It's probably 64, right? Either which way, 32, 64-bit, whatever the case is, 64-bit system, we'll say, because I would imagine it would be. You get it now in 16 bits. Kind of cool. I am playing this with a Super Nintendo controller, but I will tell you that the controls are a little different. They don't feel quite the same. Not bad necessarily, but definitely different. And here you can see I've done 7 exits, but I'm not going to do that. I'll play C. Mario Bowser's kidnapped the princess, and he's planning to destroy the world with his space station. I'm using the spacing on it. They actually use the spacing. I'll talk about this in just a second, but for just now, while it's on this screen, I want to go ahead and let you know I got asked a question about this, kind of an unusual habit that I have, which is not saving on the top or the first save slot. And apparently a lot of people, there was this person that asked the question, had seen that other people that are, older, that are, maybe closer to my age. I'm not old, but, older, that are maybe closer to my age, also don't save in the top save slot, and they asked me why that is, why they have seen that, why I do it. So I'm going to go ahead and I guess answer that question right here. Back in the day, when you would play on these consoles, you had a finite amount of save slots. Most of the time it was 3. Sometimes it was 5 or 6. Like in Super Mario RPG, there are multiple. I still think it's 3 though. I could be wrong, but there were a couple of games where you had more than 3 save slots. Most of the Zelda, most of the Mario, they were 3. The problem was if you had a siblings, or someone else who played the machine, even if they were, parents or whatever, a lot of times they would boot the game up, and without thinking, they would just hit buttons to get through the early menus, the end-game menus, and boom, they would overwrite your save slot. So if you saved in 2, 3, or B or C, or whatever the way that the numbering system, you would minimize the chance of that happening. So if you're curious as to why I do that same situation, now of course obviously jostling the cartridge could cause the battery to fail to make contact or accidentally wipe your cartridge, and it didn't matter what you saved in, because then at that point you had already lost your save game. But if you had siblings or other people that were playing the console, that was why. That's what was going on. We didn't want someone to accidentally overwrite our save file. So, also, if you're looking for ways to play these games, of course, I just told you kind of the basics on looking up how to patch these. I am playing it as a ROM hack on a Wii U. because I can use a Super Nintendo controller, and it doesn't damage anything, and nothing is hard modified. Everything is soft modified. You could also, if you wanted to, you could play this straight off of a computer, off of a laptop, or this is a 16-bit, so you can play this off of a laptop or a desktop, or you could put this ROM on an EverDrive and play it straight off of your actual native console. So whatever's comfortable. This is kind of the least compromising, most I didn't want to I have an EverDrive as well, but I don't want to accidentally mess up the games that I have on it, so I did put it on this. We're going to hit the button. This is such a cool game. So listen, this is the overworld. How pleasant is that? Isn't that nice? Now, I want to apologize. The aspect ratio is a little wonky on this. As you can see up at the top, my border is 4:3. I am capturing most of the screen, but you'll notice that my border, my pink border there when it flashes, my lives down below are shown at the bottom. Not super important. They decided to go with a border instead of the standard 4:3. It's kind of a different border, but anyway, that's all that's down there. If you're looking at it going, I can't see it, it's just how many lives I have, which we'll see in the game. But the music's different in the overworld. The overworld layout is different. This is really cool. And World 1.0 is a tutorial level. It's Mario's house. Now, bearing in mind, I have played these levels, but I had so much fun, I'd happily play them again. I'm not very good. You will see me fail. I apologize if that is something you're frustrated. You want to see a speed run. But I made this whole thing just to have fun, and I hope you will follow along with me in that same vein. So a couple of mechanics. So a couple of things I will go ahead and say right off the bat. Can I just leave? I can. What happens if I go out the center, this door? What about this door? Does it just take me to the same place? No, it doesn't. Oh, but it does show me how much progress I have on the unlockable blocks. Oh, this is really cool. Okay, so a couple of things I will go ahead and make mention of. Platforms are a little slippier than they normally are. And the controls are about, feels maybe 2 frames slower than the original, but it does feel good. It does still feel good. It doesn't feel laggy, even though there is some lag. Okay. There are also new mechanics. Okay, so I'm guessing that's the only one. Oh, which I'll get into in a second, which is really cool. You can see this is a sequel. There's the ending to the first one. I think that's a really cool little frame up there. And then these are the secret blocks. So we know we have yellow, red, or pink, purple, and green. There firstly are secret walls. Like this, which I'm sure this will... Wait, hold on. You can only enter this door if you've beaten the last castle. So I bet this is a challenge room, which I've not... I mean, I'm on the first level. A couple of new mechanics, though. Mario about to eat some spaghetti. That's adorable. This is a really nice house they've given him here. So you're seeing this. Actually, I want to go ahead and say this. ROM hacks are something I kind of want to experience. So I've seen this one, and then I've also seen one that they have, which is Banjo-Kazooie in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. They've revamped the world. They've revamped Hyrule to be Banjo-Kazooie accessible. I think that is super awesome. So I am intending to try and play that one. And that one I will likely put on the EverDrive, or on an EverDrive, so I can play it natively with the correct control. I'm not as big of a fan of playing them. I like using the real controller. Like right now I'm using a SNES controller, as I've said. But this is really cool. So we hit this right here. You can only enter this door if you've beaten the last... Wait, what? What door? There's no door here. Okay. So you can wall jump. Now the wall jump is a little finicky because you have to be hitting... You can also wall grasp, but you actually have to be hitting against the wall. So you have to shift your D-pad direction at the same time, and it can get a little tricky. I did okay there, but you can see where I was struggling sliding down the wall a couple of times. Does this say another you can only... You can't enter this door right now. There's not another door here. Of course, there's a secret room here, though. But you can see, like, this is the... Let's see, hold on. So the wall jumping is not bad, but it is a little tricky, little finicky. Again, not bad. And then we're outside, and I'll try to hit it. Oh, I went at the wrong time completely, but oh well. So the biggest new mechanics that we see right now, we can hear the music is different. We have a wall jump, we have a wall grasp. Really cool, really fun mechanics that I'll have to use. And then we jump into Follow the Coins. Now this is actually a Mario song, but it's a remix and I really like it. Other cool things I noticed, this will be a fire flower. If you'll take a look at my Mario up in the top left-hand corner, where my lives are, he also changes to show that I'm wearing the fire flower hat, which I think is really cool. Another thing is, unlike the other Super Mario World, so in the original Super Mario Bros, you didn't often find... Oop, there we go. You didn't often find... I'm making sure the music isn't coming through too loud. You didn't often find I call them holes, pipe, that you could go into that a plant had come out of. Now, in the first one, obviously, that wasn't the case, but in this one, it has been. I'm sorry, in Super Mario World, the original, it had been. In this one, there will be a couple of... there we go. There will be a couple of pipes that plants come out of that you can go into anyway. I think there's one coming up, but I don't know. I'm going to try each one. Another thing you may not have noticed is I don't have a reserve inventory. Oh, look at these little birds. Which, oh, I gotta get out of there. I don't have a reserve inventory, so once I'm carrying a fire flower on my person, that's all I have. See? If I hit the select button, nothing happens. Same rules are followed with coins. 100 of them, and you get an extra life. So, see the plant came out of that one? How cool is this? I like this cave theme. I believe this is from Trials of Mana. Are they all? Yeah, they are. This is it's a really cool, a really good sound for a cave, though. 5 Yoshi coins. I don't know what that sound was for. Boop. Okay. Let's just try not to get ourselves killed by Galoombas randomly. Hey Ash, how you doing? I'm back from all the seas, and I have sailor tales to tell. Not really. We got done and made a super long trip back here. We got a 12-hour drive. So, and I thought I'll unwind and play some games. Uh-oh. I'll be okay. How are you doing? And my apologies, my connection was fairly spotty out there, so I apologize if... How was the Titanic cosplay event? It was a lot of fun. They had a... I didn't know they would. They had a Star Wars competition, where Star Wars trivia competition. It was simple 15 question, and they did it out loud. And Anna and I won our certificates. We actually went up in front of the stage, and they like knighted us and everything. Very, very cool. We got 14 out of 15 questions right because we didn't know that they were going to try and get us on a technicality. Star Wars, never heard of it. Oh, blasphemy. We didn't know they were going to get us on a technicality. They asked who killed the 4 Jedi in Episode 3. They didn't even ask for the 4 Jedi, which I knew who the 4 Jedi were, but they said, who killed the 4 Jedi? And we put Palpatine, because he was in his office as Palpatine, but they weren't going to accept, they said specifically, we're only going to accept Darth Sidious, the answer. And I was like, he was still there as Palpatine. I was a little... Hey, it was I'm pretty impressed though. That was we won the competition out of like almost 8,000 people. So I was pretty impressed. But I appreciate your confidence in me. Oh my goodness. But the question that got out of the 15 questions, we got 14. They didn't want to take the Palpatine one from us, but we did get the other ones right. And the next group closest got 13 because they didn't know what planet Obi-Wan Kenobi was born on. And that's not something you'll find in the movies, as far as I know, or even the shows. I think you have to know either book lore or behind the scenes stories. Retro walked in the room in a Jedi outfit, sat down, and shouted, "Begin!" No, actually, but you're not far off. I actually sat down. Ann and I were well dressed because we had dinner at the end. We had a formal dinner after the trivia, and everybody was there. Like everybody's sitting there in tuxedos and suits and long dresses, sequin, and all these other different, really very well dressed looking bunch. And we had groups next to us, and the group next to us, the couple next to us, they leaned over and they said, "How confident are you that you're going to win this Star Wars competition?" And I said, and I turned my phone over and I said, my entire phone, every message I receive, be it YouTube, be it Twitter, be it text message or email, is in Arabesh. And they said, "Oh crap." So I was like, I don't know but I told him flat, I said, I don't know. I honestly don't know what he's going to ask, and there are a lot of big Star Wars fans, and we're competing with a lot of people from all different places of the world, so I couldn't tell you. We did win. I'll have to post a picture of they're just little certificates, but it was the ceremony to like walk up in front of everybody to hold the certificate up and then to be knighted. Like they actually did the Jedi knighting thing, which I thought was great. Final trivia question: who is the most powerful Sith? Vader, Darth Bane from Batman. There is a Darth Bane, but I like how that you distinguish Batman. Darth Bane was powerful too. Luke's aunt's husband, Uncle Owen, I guess. That wizard's just a crazy old man. No. I bet it felt like you were receiving, but it did. That's exactly what I thought. I was like, oh, I wanted that so bad. I wanted to play the throne room on my phone. That's exactly what it felt like, though. Out of the three that you gave, actually, Darth Bane would have been the most powerful, but not from Batman, but Darth Bane. He invented the rule of two. Vader pre-suit would have been more powerful than Bane, but Vader post-suit doesn't match up to Bane. Canonically, in both canons, Palpatine is confirmed to be the most powerful, but before his confirmation of the most powerful, it was a toss-up between him, a Sith Lord named Darth Vitiate, who later became Lord Volkorian, and, of course, Darth Revan. So, if you actually wanted an answer to that question. All right. By the way, if you haven't yet watched Ahsoka, it's actually really good. Or at least I have very much enjoyed it, and I think they've done a pretty darn good job with the storytelling and all that, so. I can't remember. Yoshi! Oh, yeah, I forget. So all Yoshis in this version, you have to feed to size. You can't just, you don't just automatically get Yoshi. But they can eat these blocks, and 5 things eaten, they grow. The table next to you leans over and asks, "How confident are you?" Well, so like I said, the question I think that got most of the group was the 15th question, which was what planet was Obi-Wan born on. I think, and the reason that is because, again, I don't think they actually say it's a behind-the-scenes thing. Like for Qui-Gon, they say it in Tales of the Jedi. For Dooku, they say it in the book Dooku, Jedi Lost, by Cavan Scott. And they say it multiple times in the Clone Wars too. He's from Sereno, right? And Dooku doesn't have a first name. You're just called Dooku in your title. You're just called your name in your title. And so his name is Dooku, and then his title is he's a count. But they don't actually say Obi-Wan's planet, which is Stewjon. Which is actually a play to George Lucas and his friendship with Jon Stewart. I still think there needs to be a duo trivia quiz of both Star Wars and Mortal Kombat so we can show up and annihilate everyone in existence just because. Oh, absolutely. And if anybody sees this or wants to put together that, please do. I would happily compete with Ash on a Star Wars cross Mortal Kombat trivia. Have him as a teammate for the Mortal Kombat. He can hopefully have me as a teammate for the Star Wars, and just whoever else wants to come and take us on. Doesn't necessarily make sure the prize is 10 mil. Oh, for the privilege of us being there, that'll be what they pay regardless. I'm teasing. No, that'd be awesome though. I mean, if it was a $10 million deal, then why not? I believe this is. This is okay. The charging chucks are also a little bit more difficult to stay on. It's difficult to stay on their heads in this one. And Yoshi's tongue is oddly not as sticky as normally. So I believe this is a P block, and then I have to go up. AKA idiots. Well, but now I guess now the whole trick would be you have new lore with MK1. Although I'm sure that you've already nailed that. I believe this is completely vestigial, but we'll see. Smiley face coins. Oh, well, nope, doesn't matter now. Yeah, it doesn't matter now. If you don't collect all the smiley faces, you don't get the 1-up. So they bounce once and then they don't. So B. Did I just annihilate the blue shell? I did. If I hadn't annihilated the blue shell, I could have flown through. But I did. The new lure. Oh no, I'll leave it at that. I'm just curious. Again, Mortal Kombat, Spider-Man 2 is on my list for this month. Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty is on my list. But Mortal Kombat, I really, really love Mortal Kombat. It's such a price tag for the entire experience, and it was from launch. It wasn't one of those things where it was like, yeah, we're sending the complete game and here you go, it's $70. It was like, oh, we're gonna send. Oh, that guy just went, didn't he? I have better hurry because I think I still have a minute to go. No, never mind. It wasn't bad. All I'll say about it, MK1 is I'm very disappointed. I'll say more in my eventual video on my thriving regularity, updated with the... No worries. Whenever you get the time, I mean, I'd definitely be excited to hear. I don't mind reboots and rehashes, but my experience is usually reboots are very finicky on their first couple of... I mean, Star Wars, good example again, right? We've got Disney's iteration. Purple mushrooms are bouncy in this one, which is really cool, but they can be a little finicky. And these Galoombas, excuse me, are super fast. Watch. Okay, I'm gonna go and take that Yoshi coin. It was the same thing. I mean, same thing with Disney Star Wars. Like Clone Wars was the very first Clone Wars movie was not good. The one that came out in 2008, and then they did Clone Wars with they did the episodic Clone Wars, and it's awesome. So, let's see. Well, all the best skins seem to be put into the premium shop that's bought with real money. $10 a skin. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and that's exactly what I was worried about, which is what and I said as much when I came. It's like I really want it, but then we saw the price point. We saw, and it was just microtransaction city. I bought Star Wars Battlefront 2, and when I found it was microtransaction city, I waited until they fixed it. I bought it because they advertised it differently. But yeah, known for launching full of content, full of quality, and very polished. MK1 isn't. That was my worry, and that's why I didn't jump right on it. We will get it still. We're still huge Mortal Kombat fans, but we'll likely wait until they better incorporate some of the DLC. Maybe they'll do like they did with MKX or MK11 and eventually just launch a whole pack for $70 and we'll be, oh, okay, cool, you know. I don't want Mortal Kombat that feels like Dead or Alive, you know? Not in gameplay, by the way, but in microtransaction ability. Ah, shoot! Okay. See how much they launch you in all different directions. I know this pipe... There we go. It's super hard to get in there. And then I'm going to go this way. Again, I haven't played much of this, but I have played a little bit, so I do know this. My theory is that they were working on Injustice 3, especially due to the fact that the game was literally leaked about a year and a half ago, for whatever reason, switched over to MK. To throw people off the trail. I mean, I don't blame... Here's the thing, I don't blame people for not liking their stuff leaked. I get that, but at the same time... There we go. At the same time, I don't want it to be at the expense of another game, you know? Like, I want Injustice to be good, but I don't want it to be good at the expense of, you know, Mortal Kombat. Let's see if I can... I mean, I don't really need it, but I would like to try and get it. There we go. There we go. And there's our yellow Switch Palace. The stages are some of the best stages I've ever seen in a fighting game. The music is cool. Some of the redesigns are great. The presentation is good. Those are my positive. Ed Boon was literally retweeting streamers who were posting story leaks in their thumbnails before the game was officially out. Crazy. Yeah, I don't understand that move because, and I stayed away from it. I have no idea about the lore, but I was really worried about having it spoiled for me, and then as it's come out, it's one of those things where I'm like, I just don't... I want Mortal Kombat. I like Mortal Kombat, but have increasingly, as the prices have gotten larger and the marketing strategies have gotten a bit shadier, in my opinion, I've become less interested in what in the goings on there. Let's let this guy just boop. Oh, he made it this time. But that's just me. I mean, I would do the same thing if it were Star Wars. If Star Wars came out and launched like they did with the original, with Battlefront 2, back when they were microtransactioning and being all shady, then I would probably be like, nah, you know what, I'm fine. I'll just wait. I would especially be disappointed in Star Wars doing that now that they actually are the reason that some games were almost sued for making gambling schemes. It's my favorite franchise of all time, as you know. It's a disappointment. I can't stand about 85% of the lore, the character changes, of the story. Oh, that's a shame. I just, me personally, again, I don't have a problem with there being changes. I still don't like Liu Kang being Raiden being this random kid, and then Liu Kang being the God of Fire. I think it would be cool if Raiden were one of the elementals, and Liu Kang had become the God of Fire, and they had to go find the other elementals. You know, maybe they need to train up Rain for to become the God of Water or something. You know. Find a god of earth and do that, you know, that kind of stuff. I think that would be cool. I mean, yes, it's a little stereotypical, but you get to keep all of your established lore, and you have character progress. The head writer is terrible. His fascination with certain aspects of the story and wanting to be the MCU is not MK. Gotcha. I see what you're saying. Sadly, every game he's ever written, the last 3 have been a huge success, so he isn't going anywhere. What are the last 3 games? I mean, obviously MK1, but what are the other games that he's written? Just of curiosity. Okay, let's see if there's more here. And just because of me not being familiar. X11 and 1. Okay. Which I didn't mind. 11's story I wasn't a fan of. 10's story was okay. This is an unpopular. I don't understand the direction he sees. Here's my thing. I don't. Again, no. The character's fine. I'm not a huge fan of him. Kotal Khan. Like, I don't like the idea. Sure, he's the benevolent, tortured, whatever, who's done bad things for good reasons, but in my mind, there will only ever be one Khan, and it's Shao. And he rules with an iron goddamn hammer, and if you don't like it, you just deal with it, because he will absolutely smash your face in. And I don't mind, like, I don't care about Outworld and friggin' whatever. I don't care about them making peace. Like, I'm not interested in that. The fiction, personally, the fiction of war is the reality of peace is much nicer than the reality of war, but the fiction of war is much more interesting than the fiction of peace. That's just me. Okay, 30 coins? Yeah. If anyone ever wondered what these little star boxes were, there are only a handful of them in the original Super Mario World. It's if you get 30 coins in a level. If you get 30 coins in a level, then that will become a 1-up. If you didn't, you'll just get a single coin. So if I got 29 coins and that coin made my 30th, I would get a 1-up. But because I already had at least 30 coins, or either that or that was my 30th coin, I got a 1-up. The wall jumps are a little finicky. Not bad, but not my favorite. Strider did it better. Strider 2, not Strider 1. I will always prefer the midway era of MK. It's not all nostalgia either. The lore built was fun and mysterious. It's been watered down to such an embarrassing degree. I don't like it. Yeah, I can agree with you there. I like one of the first. I've been around obviously since the first Mortal Kombat, but one of the first Mortal Kombats that I remember just liking the story and the character direction of was 4. Even though the first ones are fine, the first ones were definitely more fighting orientated, I thought. And I feel like, god dang it. It's exactly what I was trying to avoid, but it's not that big of a deal. Spiny. Son of a gun. I'll just get another fire flower right there. Hold on, let me harmlessly shoot over your head there, little guy. Come on! And try to bait him so he... Uh-oh! Shang Tsung is fantastic, I will say that. He's the highlight of Mortal Kombat 1. A great performance, a cool redesign. Some of the most fun gameplay made for this character. See, that's cool. I love Shang Tsung. I think Shang Tsung is a freaking great character. I like of the later ones. I thought Ermac was cool, seeing as Ermac was not originally supposed to be a character, and they've turned him into a character. I think he's a cool character. Literally, you know this, but it was just, Ermac was just Error Macro. That's why the red skin originally. But let me pause this. But me personally, I'm just not a. I don't know. I'm not. I wasn't. I was a little leery, and now I'm glad I've waited. But I am excited for Spider-Man 2 later this month. I'll be playing that. I probably won't play it on stream. I'll just enjoy it myself. And then Phantom Liberty, which I haven't started to play just yet, which I'm excited about, because I still. You and I think now have been talking about this since 2020. I still like CD Projekt Red, and I liked them even when they made the fiasco that was Cyberpunk, and now Cyberpunk is, if you've not tried it, very, very fun. Very well done, very well realized, and Phantom Liberty is no exception to that from what I've seen so far. I'm disappointed that they felt the need to rush. I blame them for giving in to audience pressure, but I also blame the audience some too, and probably myself. I'm probably in that somehow. I may have gotten impatient, but I don't think I've ever. I don't really post. I don't know if I take that much of a blame. I don't really make posts about. I wish CD Projekt Red would hurry up, or I wish anybody would hurry up. Just another fire flower. Oh, it's an object limit. Okay, I'm gonna have. Good thing I did that. That lag was not the stream. It was the game. Again, it's not a bad game. It really isn't. But what surrounds it's just a shell of franchises former shelf. Don't know what happened. Rushed. Gotcha. Well, I'm wondering again, and you're probably right with the DCU thing. But I wonder again, using Cyberpunk as a reference, did they cave to some random pressure that was being put on them for, to put a game out, to put a Mortal Kombat game out? I don't remember hearing it, but I don't know if they were doing it because everybody else decided they were going to put a fighting game out at this point in time, and they were like, we want to be the first one. Because we had, obviously they weren't the first one, Street Fighter was, but we had Street Fighter, and then we had this, and then there was a speculation that Tekken was gonna. Dang it! I didn't know I was too tall for that. There was the speculation that Tekken might. I don't know what this door is. One. Alternative exit? Because this normally has a boss fight, huh? All the effort showed and supported is combo. Super long, boring combos. So here's my thoughts. MK isn't catered towards making... Oh! Oh, okay, this is cool. So it took me straight to World 3-1. I will do the regular way out and get to World 2 as well, though. Let me read this. Here's my thought. MK isn't catered towards making a fun game full of extra content with fun characters and a cool, goofy story. It's catered towards pro players, and I genuinely believe it. The question, I guess the question I would ask in this is do we feel like the natural... And I'm saying we, not saying you and I may have to agree on this, but I kind of do. So let me be transparent about that. I talked about this before, where games are becoming progressively more realistic and controls are becoming more honed and perfect. And so the difficulty of a game and the graphics of a game are getting to the point of where it's almost impossible to improve them much more. I mean, we're very soon going to be in photorealistic game where we're essentially controlling an actual actor in the middle of a a series of combos, we're actually controlling a real for real actor, and it's photorealistic. Or, you know, so if the focus isn't there and the focus can't be on honing the controls anymore, finally, then does it become... stay under the thing, Mario. Is it that it's becoming more geared towards the elites? Right? Platformers are becoming incredibly hard. Everybody's looking for their Kaizos and their Bennett Foddies and so on and so forth. Their, you know, Brutal Mario World, which is obviously a much older iteration of the same thing. Okay, we now know the hurt boxes. Either the hitboxes of those fireballs are kind of big, or Mario's hitbox is a little tall. So I wonder if that's where it's going, if the industry feels like it has to change into this more elite. That's just that P-switch, right? Yeah, I don't need that. If they have to go towards the more elite. And we already had that in fighting games. Killer Instinct is the pro fighting game, long combo fighting game or whatever. Not necessarily pro, but let me pause this real quick. I'm going to take a look. And send a message to my beautiful wife, who's sending me a message. It was so nice to get to spend just like 2 weeks with her and the family, and so I'm that's going to be the hardest thing, is being away from her again. It was just a super sweet couple of weeks. Here's a crazy thing. MK1 is literally broken right now, so if you're player 2, you literally have a disadvantage. You can't land certain combos that player 1 can do. It's a joke. They've addressed this and it will be patched, but that was launched with the game. So that's ridiculous. That's something that a fighting game... a new IP I could understand, but a fighting game... dang it, I didn't know you said something. Okay, so you can't hit him with fire like you can in the original. This is a boss. This is kind of cool. This is actually a boss and boss music from Super Mario 3, not Super Mario World. Boom Boom doesn't actually show up in Super Mario World. He's only in Super Mario 3. He'll be in later iterations, obviously, but up to this point, that was it. I have no problem with the combos. I can hold my own. My issue is when they're so long it becomes boring, whether you're the one executing the combo or on the receiving end of it. Oh, sure, yeah, I can understand that. So now I have a bridge. There was a secret. And so, real quick, I'm going to say, so this does follow the rule of if you see a red, then there's a secret entrance. But when it comes to houses, castles and houses, you can't see a red space. And as you saw, that the castle number 1 actually had a secret exit. Take a look at the top where it says Bowser's Old Castle. You can actually see there's a little key hole up in the top right-hand corner. So that tells me that there's a secret exit of some sort. I never in my life expected a new Street Fighter to have better and more content than a new Mortal Kombat. This is not a knock on Street Fighter, but it's baffling. Well, you have Mortal Kombat, which had consistently done better, and even still, with Mortal Kombat 11, you have the funner characters. You've got RoboCop, you've got Rambo, you've got John Rambo, excuse me. You've got the T-800. These are fun characters. Like, it just went through these 80s macho guys. How cool is that? But Street Fighter, we know ever since the 1990s, we're interested in, we'll launch 50 different versions of the same game cartridge with 2-3 new characters per cartridge and then some improved gameplay. We've known the microtransaction game of Street Fighter. It's a little disappointing to see it done so much more poorly by a company that didn't, or here at least that. But compare that, even at launch to Mortal Kombat, and it's no, based on what you're saying, of course, I have no first-hand experience on that. But based on what you're saying, and I trust your opinion, I would agree. Haven't even played it for over a week. It's a new Mortal Kombat, and I haven't wanted to play it. See, that's sad. That is sad. That's, again, same me finding a new Star Wars game and going, eh. But please try Jedi Survivor. It is so good. It improves. I've heard a lot of reviews and people talking about how it isn't as good as the first one. I completely and wholeheartedly disagree. I think it's better. than the first one. I think all the hiccups and the slow and the clunky that was in the first one was completely fixed in the second one. The story's amazing. You get a lot of your customization right out of the gate. The music is incredible, and there's new options that they added that I thought was a lot of fun. So please give that a shot when you feel like it. I think you'll enjoy it. Obviously, I don't want to pressure you. I want you to play what you have fun playing. But I think you'll enjoy it. Gaming should always. That's another thing. I want to asterisk myself here. I think that gaming should always be about fun. I don't think that I don't think that there should ever be any. Oh, what? You haven't played it yet? Come on, none of that. I will, man. Not to get too into it, but I've been struggling with mental health issues. They've been getting worse, so I haven't been playing much at all. But Jedi, along with Miles Morales, are up next. No worries. And I'm back where I have steady connection, man. If you ever reach out and you want to talk and chat, whether that be voice, whether that be text chat, and of course, you know where I'm happy to talk, and I know where you're happy to talk. Feel free to. I had some spotty connection. I kind of was on when I could be, and what couldn't be on a lot of times because I was. Not only was the connection spotty, but I'm I'm in the middle in the middle of the ocean with a whole bunch of other people there, and we have events and scheduled things. And some of the time I was underwater, and some of the times I was in water, and so. But you're always welcome to reach out and just talk. One of the reasons I haven't started uploading to my channel either is because my whole outlook on everything has changed with content, YouTube, and even what I watch myself. That's fair. That's. Of course, yeah, that's always available. I apologize that, I when I was on vacation, I was less accessible, and I apologize to you and to Thumb, both, because, both of you I couldn't really communicate with, and I normally love to talk back and forth, and I just couldn't. And that's fair. My hope is that the outlook has changed based off of... I unsubscribed from about 40 channels over the last month. Some things just aren't for me anymore, and that's fair. That's I get it. You have to do what's best for you, what feels good. I mean, when you're watching content and you're playing games, it should always I'm not going to speak for you. I don't know, but it should never be. How do I want to say this? I think personally, my own opinion. If you disagree, that's perfectly okay. It should always be for fun. There shouldn't be some obligation. It shouldn't be, again, there shouldn't be pressure to play new games as they come out. There shouldn't be pressure applied if you haven't played uber popular games. I don't mind reviews. I don't like listening to somebody. One of my least, and I won't even watch the videos, when somebody puts a video up and there's a new popular game that's doing really well, and then you get a video that's, and I know they're doing it for content, and I understand, but it's, 40 reasons that you're wrong about X game. Again, I'm going to use Jedi Survivor. Maybe it's not the greatest, but I like Jedi Survivor quite a lot. And then you scroll through it and you're looking for a review and seeing what other people have, and then you get this 50 reasons why you're wrong about why Jedi Survivor is not a good game. And I'm like, I'm not going to watch that. That's just intended to rile up people that enjoyed the game. So I don't watch any of that. I don't like to watch reviews from people that didn't have the opportunity to play through the game. I can't, and I don't blame you. It just is, I don't know. I think everybody, again, personal opinion, I think a lot of people have accidentally, I honestly believe that this is an accident, but I think that a lot of people have been tricked into more negativity, shorter attention spans, more... I think a lot of people have lost the art of contentment, and I don't believe it's their fault. I don't blame people for this. I've limited everything, man. Pushed about 6 podcasts out of my rotation that I used to listen to. That's fair. I hope what's happening is that you're pushing things out that are you don't feel are good for you. I hope that's what's going on. I hope that it's not that you just have you feel so negative about things that I hope it's just you're pushing things out that make you feel worse so that you can feel better. That's what I hope. And you would be a great judge of that. And I know in my case, again, I'm not going to volunteer anybody, but in my case, if I am ever worked up or stressed about that and I'm not looking at it completely objectively, I might pull Anna in, or I might talk to you about it. I think I've talked to you about a channel or two that I had some questions about, or some people that I had to, but just to make sure I'm looking at it objectively. But I think a lot of people have lost the art of being content. I'm trying to hold on to it as best as I possibly can. This is why you were the first person who came to mind about asking to join the side channel I want to create in 2024. I respect the outlook. Well, I appreciate that. And I'm incredibly honored. I'm ready whenever you're ready. I'm happy to talk about whatever you want whenever you're ready. Whatever you want to do. I'm super excited about it. It's all the stuff I don't enjoy anymore. I will never support a channel if it's not for me. Can't stand that stuff. And you shouldn't be pressured to. If you like, and same with me. I want to make sure I'm included in that. Like, I enjoy you as a friend. If you feel like what I'm saying at some point gets to the point where you just can't handle it anymore, let me know respectfully that's the case, and do what you want to do, and know that I'm going to be here regardless for support and all that. But I hope never to get to that point. But if ever it does, I mean, don't feel bad or guilty to do what's best for you. You need to. And I hope to be in the wheelhouse of things that are good for people, and yourself especially among those. But my whole thing hasn't changed. I started recording for the channel in 2016. I started the channel actually in August of 2017. It's always been the same thing. Just fun. Let's play a game. Let's have fun. Let's commentate. Let's not care about... obviously there are things on some videos that I've censored because they were over lines that I didn't feel comfortable with being out on the internet, that I didn't say. It was stuff that was said at random, and it was funny perhaps in the moment, but I would look and go, okay, I get where that absolutely crossed the line. But for the most part, it was just really me sitting around with my brother or my friends and recording and having fun playing a game, content to play it. And that's where I am right now. I mean, we've got all these great games. Again, Phantom Liberty just came out. I could be playing that right now. But this was fun. This looked fun. I saw it. I thought this would be fun. It's literally a patch that came out like 4 years ago for a game that came out literally 30 years ago. And I thought it'd be fun, and I'm having fun playing it, and that's good enough for me. And I will try to play this all the way through because it's so much fun. Unless I get to unless some Kaizo stuff beyond my skill pops up, I will play some more of this. But that's just me. I do this stuff for fun. I don't care if it gets clicks. I don't care if it gets likes or subscriptions. If my number goes up or down or doesn't move, it doesn't make a difference. I don't really care. I do stuff for fun and community with people that I get to share outlooks and talk with, and I've met great friends like yourself on this platform, so I'm very grateful for that, for both yourself and for the platform for affording us the opportunity. I think I had a light bulb moment a few months ago about life, and as you're aware, time freaks me out. It passes way too quickly, and I need to use some of my time more useful. I'm with you there. Same situation. Time is the only thing that I'm afraid of. I've never been afraid of death, but I have been afraid of dying. Not the process of dying, not when you get stabbed and you're bleeding out. That's never bothered me. And I've had some pretty close calls with some pretty major wounds and stuff like that, and that's never bothered me or freaked me out. The process of aging to death, though, it freaks me out. Oh, sure. And I mean, respectably so. And I want to say, and I don't want to talk, I don't want to freak you out, but for me, I'm glad I learned that. I'm kind of grateful that I had that fear. I've been afraid of time since I was just a kid, like literally just single digit age kid. That's how long I've been afraid of time. Now I'm well over that. I've been an adult for a long time. Been out of college for a long time. And it's the same way. I turned 31 on the 25th of September. Oh, I'm so sorry I missed the opportunity to say happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy belated birthday. shoot. I got to send you something. I'm so sorry I missed it. I want to send you something. I'll talk with Anna and make sure we're okay and find a way to do it appropriate. But I want to send you something. I'd love to do that. And I was joking to my girlfriend about how I'm in pain all the time now since I hit my 30s. Excuse me. Is that for real, or is it just a joke, or are you actually in pain all the time? I hope it's more joke than reality on that. I've been fortunate. It's all good. Well, I appreciate that, but I really would. I would like to do something. I'm so sorry that I missed it. I would have given you I would have said so had I realized that I was missing that, but I mean, I'm joking but I'm actually in pain all the time. I'm so sorry that's physical pain, mental pain, both, all. You don't have to get into it. I'm just curious. Whatever I can do, but because I'm different, which I'm very, very happy, and I'm very fortunate that when I had hit my 30s, I didn't feel physical. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that. I got really lucky in my case that I don't feel any different yet physically. I didn't feel different when I hit my 30s, and I don't feel any different now. And I'm very happy about that, and I realize that that's fortunate, but at the same time, it's probably due to how much muscle I have, which is an unbelievable. You know what? Fair play. That might be the case. I'm a hefty guy, but I don't necessarily know that I'm an uber muscle. But fair enough. It's honestly, it's from carrying around you've got so much masculinity. That beard has got to weigh at least 10 pounds. I mean, it's just but being serious, and I mean this respectfully, please understand this. I don't know this personally. I do know this by proxy. It's physically easier to hurt when you mentally carry the world on your shoulders. And I hope that at some point, and if I can be a part of that process, I would be happy to, that you are able to, give the world back to Atlas and let it be carried by the one who's meant to carry it, and that you find only that which you need to carry with you, and I hope that alleviates mental and physical stress alike. And I hope that habit is something that you're able to turn into, or that activity is something that you're able to turn into habit, so that you don't feel less, but you don't feel more responsible than you need to be. I hope that, and again, if I can be a part of that. I was actually told I have too much testosterone back in the day. True story, when I was in the hospital due to a problem. I'll tell you when. Absolutely. Too much testosterone. How can you beat it? Tons of muscle, great facial hair. I mean, you got it, all the perks. Too many men today are worried about having low testosterone, so I would think that'd be a good problem to have. Let me not assume, but yeah. I think my testosterone levels are pretty decent. I've never had it tested. I'm not worried about low T. I don't feel like I can't do things, so I can grow a beard, I can lift weights. I have a daughter, so clearly everything seems to be working, but I guess that's become a concern about people today, is that they have low T, which I find interesting. Really not trying to turn the stream into a downer, but the mental health stuff is winning. No, you're not turning it into a downer. Again, maybe I'm wrong. I think it's good that you talk about it. If you feel like you can talk about it with me, I'm honored and happy to be a part of whatever good and happy thoughts I can be, and conversations. And I do know that firsthand. I do know that that talking about things is a great way to process. So, I mean, no, please feel free. That's what this is for. This is a place to talk and have fun and be candid, and I mean, like, this is what the heck. He moves like they do. So yeah, don't worry about it. No worries at all. It's again, maybe my goal is let's see, look at that. Maybe my goal is esoteric, but I've always been about having fun and making friends and talking to people. I know that that's not necessarily the most popular thing to do anymore these days, or it doesn't seem to be, but I've never cared about popular. Sounds so much like Crash Bandicoot 3 music. There is some Crash Bandicoot music in here. That right there, I'm pretty sure is from Trials of Mana, that one. But I bet you're right. The title screen is absolutely from Crash Bandicoot. I think it's from the first one. But this might be from 3. Uh-oh. Did I get that? I did. Dang it. Yeah, I bet you're right, honestly. I was trying to think of what the, and I think it was 3. I was trying to think of what the, the music, Come here. Come here. This way. Yeah. I was trying to think of what the Tiny fight, the fight against Tiny sounded like. Uh-oh. There's no way. There's no way. Ugh. Okay, the bane of my existence in this game has absolutely been the Chargin' Chucks. That, I'm right. I swear this is too. I'm positive you are. Or I'm sure you are. Bane of my existence. Yeah, it's definitely got Crash Bandicoot stuff in it. Like I said, not the overworld theme, but the actual theme song to the game is Crash Bandicoot. So I'm positive you're right. Oof. Oh, side notes for fun things, other fun things. Again, I said I was into watches. Anna insisted, and I was happy that she did, that there was a Thanos wristwatch, the big gold with all the Infinity Stones in it, and then in the middle is I don't know how that cheap survived, but oh well. In the middle of it is like a shining infinity gauntlet with all the stones in it as well. It's on like a purple strap and everything. So very, very, very cool little souvenir that it's way too blingy, but I'm gonna have to show it off at some point. Come on, Chuck. I hate these things, my goodness. In this game, again, Chargin' Chucks have never bothered me in any other game, including Super Mario World. But in this game, they are the worst, and there are so many of them all over the frickin' place. Can I? Yep, I can thread the needle, can't I? Like nobody's business. All right, we'll just call it good here, I guess. Retro can't find his phone to look at the time, so he glances to his Thanos wristwatch and says, "Fine, I'll do it myself." It's just funny you said that. So when you're on these big ships, they have all of these watch sales and jewelry deals. If you may have been on these kinds of cruises before, but while you're at sea, they've got all these deals, and they give you like 75% off. It's Invicta, and I'm not a huge Invicta fan, but this watch I couldn't pass up. They had Star Wars watches, which I didn't actually opt for because I didn't like them as much as I'd like the Thanos watch. And even in the comics, I'm not a huge Thanos fan, but in the MCU and the movies, I love Thanos. He's my favorite. And I picked up the watch, and this is a massive hunk of metal. I mean, this thing is heavy. And I walked up and picked up an R2-D2 watch from Invicta, and this watch. And I like this watch. This watch won over because firstly, I love purple and gold, the favorite color combination of all time, and secondly, it had a chronograph, which was really cool. And I had trouble choosing between them, and Anna was helping me. She's like, so she helped me make the decision. And the guy looked at me and he goes, "Is that watch all right?" And I looked at him, and with my best Thanos, I said, Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. I handed the watch back. I bought it. He gave it back to me in the box. It is the nerdiest thing, but I don't. Again, it's not just the gaming and the channel. I live my life with the time thing that we were just talking about. I live my life not caring about what other people think. Not being callous, right? Not being cavalier to their emotions or their mental state, but being. Uh-oh, I know these guys shoot fire. Yep, like that. But I live my life not caring if I sound like a nerd sometimes, or... Well, dang, Bertha. I didn't know she would get me. But, okay, alright, fair enough. But anyway, I don't care if I sound like a nerd or whatever. I don't, and it doesn't matter how old I get. I don't care if I don't know if you get another life after this one, and I know, but what I do know is whatever life I'm living, be it this one or another one, that I gotta live. I want to live it to be helpful to others, but I also have to make sure I'm living it for me. And when it's something as silly as social something or another's, nah, I'm fine. I don't care if I am operating outside of a social norm, if it's a tongue-in-cheek dad joke that made me laugh. So long as I'm not embarrassing anybody, I'm good. Hey man, there's nothing nerdier than a Star Wars language on your phone. You do you. That's you know what? Fair point. Very fair point. But I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy about it. I remember when I was explaining MK Lore to my girlfriend and she actually followed up with a question about Sub-Zero. I found the right... Oh man, that is so great. That is so great. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if she followed up with something like, you've got the right one. If somebody is willing to, okay, thank God, because if I wasn't going to go down, I didn't have an escape route around Bertha. Bertha, why are you still here? 2 Berthas, out of the way. I'm not. This is for the Yoshi coin. I don't even care. I mean, I don't think she cares, but bless her for humoring me. I mean, same. Maybe not. I mean, that's the thing. My wife is super into Star Wars. She's not as into Star Wars as I am. I mean, she doesn't read the Star Wars language, right? But she was right there by my side writing the answer. So my handwriting... Aha, I take Bertha out like you can in the others. My handwriting, just throw this out there. My handwriting is hard to read for a lot of people. It's good handwriting. It's very well practiced. It's actually quite nice cursive, if I may say so myself. But sadly, cursive was taken out of the curriculum for a couple of years in the States. And most adults and kids are not great at reading it anymore. Although when I was a kid, you were required to write in cursive, and in fact, if your answers, let's say just a hypothetical, I may have said this before. I knew she was going to get me. Dang it. Reminds you of the video. Wouldn't leave us alone. Both Berthas. Nice. That's a scary. My goodness. I didn't even finish that sentence. Oh well. But yes, it is. That's terrifying. You and Vinny, though, I mean, that's what happens when you're absolute magnets, you know? My handwriting is a well-practiced old cursive. When I was in school, assume you had a 10-question essay. It was requisite that you write the answers to that question in cursive. If you got all 10 questions perfectly correct, but you failed to write them in cursive, then you would make a 50%, right? That was exactly how that worked. So let me see if I can just take Bertha out of the mix real quick. With my absolute awesome sniping. There we go. That way I don't quite have to worry as much about her. She'll come back, but it won't be for a minute. Okay, that's fine. I remember when Vinny jumped up, I can see his feet. I can imagine Vinny, just fingers, and you see like him counting down the oxygen he has left. Oh, you. Oh no, okay, I misread that. I went to help him, but I couldn't breathe from laughter. Oh, I just see him counting down, though. I see his hand coming out and just counting down the oxygen he's got left. So this world had a keyhole, keyhole on the side, which means, dang it. Which means that there is a secret around here somewhere. I don't know where. So I will try my best. There we go. But anyway, so Anna was there. My point was, and is taking far too long for me to get to, is that Anna was there writing answers down, and she could hang with just about all of them. Again, the only question I think she actually struggled with was the planet that Obi-Wan was born on. Which like I said earlier in this, it is, as far as I know, is not covered in any of the like canon material. Even though it is canon, Qui-Gon is from Coruscant. That's covered in Tales of the Jedi. Dooku is from Serenno, which is covered in the novel, as well as in Tales, I believe, Clone Wars. And they don't tell you where Yoda's from and all that, which was actually one of the questions. What planet is he from? I think Viddy's a funny man. I hope he joins our channel and doesn't disappoint us and ruin everything and make us sad and suicidal. What? I would love Viddy to join us. Viddy seems like he is very funny. He seems like a remarkably sweet guy too. Just very well humored and mannered and all of that. So I would absolutely be happy to have him on as well. But if he doesn't, I don't know that I'll go so far as to be suicidal or anything. As far as I remember, he's down as a maybe due to scheduling, and it's definitely more difficult. I mean, that's just I get it, right? It's the nature of being on the opposite side of the equator from us. You and I live a decent amount of time from each other, but I don't know if I'm meant to carry that. It makes you swim. It's easier to swim with those, but if he doesn't, I'll never speak to him again. That's a threat, Viddy. No, it's a promise. I know, yeah, I don't want anyone to feel like they have to do anything specific on the channel, though. Not a joke. Oh, wait, no, I understand that. It's just, let's say you and I live very far apart, right, geographically speaking, but being on the same side of the equator, it's a lot easier to coordinate. Whereas, I mean, you and I will have winter around the relatively same time of year, right? You probably celebrate Christmas in snow and rain around the December area, whereas he celebrates Christmas in the same month, likely, but in a completely different climate. For him, I believe that's literally the midst of summer. But I am so excited for winter to be here. I despise summers we live in the desert, so I despise summer. But we live in a desert that does get a lot of snow, so like literally breaking our power plant infrastructure levels of snow. So I'm good about that. And we don't care about the power plant infrastructure because we have fires. So we'll just do that. Dang, I don't know what I'm supposed to do to get to that. Oh, it's a... But you guys can't get me. I better hurry up and swim better because I'm going too slow, I think. This has got to be the natural exit, so I think I've already missed the... the secret exit. Christmas is mad at Viddy snorting cocaine off Kangaroo's back while singing Mariah Carey. You're right, that is mad. Mariah Carey? I'm just teasing. For example, and we'll talk about it closer to 2024, but I would love to do reviews on the channel, but I'm not expecting others to. I would love to do reviews. Not saying you have to. I really like the idea of the second opinion, though. I thought that was one of the coolest things they used to have back in the day in the magazines, is you would have a guy, sometimes, a lot of times, in fact, you would have a guy who would, son of a gun, I didn't want to go down the thing yet. Oh well. Can I start select? Oh, start select still works. They used to do it. I'll have to send you a picture of it, unless they did it over there too. I don't know. But one of the magazines. Shoot, I think I need that cheap. Dang it. Okay, well, no cheap for me, I guess. I feel like it's up there, but I don't know. There was but yeah, that they used to do it where a guy might rate, and I'm gonna hypothesize. I think Skyrim got 10s from everybody, right? But it was like Skyrim, Skyrim's getting a 10 out of 10, and then the second opinion guy might be like, you know what, it is a good game, but it's not 10 out of 10 good. Here's where I had problems with it, and then he gives it a 9 out of 10. Sometimes it was a small difference like that, 9 out of 10, and sometimes it was like a guy coming up and being like, I did not like this game at all. I thought that was I liked that. Okay, is there a P switch around here or something that I missed? Because I feel like this is the pipe, and I feel like I'm supposed to get all of this and then hit a P switch, and these will become coins, and then I can go up there. A lot of coins. Ah, dang. Okay, hold on. So, I'm gonna experiment a little bit because I can start select if time goes down. Look at that laser eye focus I got. But I thought that was cool. And it may not work out. Can I go back up this one? No. But I think it's cool, and it gives a different perspective. And I feel like that with, again, maybe I'm wrong. I feel like it'll be pretty diverse, because I feel like you and I have different enough opinions. I think we have similar enough opinions that we won't. Well, I don't think we would anyway. I'm not interested in arguing opinions. Like your opinion's your opinion. I don't care if I change your mind or not. That's not my objective. If you and I had the same ideas, then it would be a really boring thing. But I think it would be really cool to have. I think it would be. We're similar enough to get along, but different enough to offer different perspectives. Okay, yeah, that's just a whole. I actually have a whole thing written down for the side channel in 2024. I'll keep adding to it. I mean, again, don't. That's just a suggestion. If it's something you're not interested in at the end of it, or what you think it'll be too complicated to implement, then just At a glance, it does look like it's all my thing, but not intended to be that way. Just some ideas. No, I mean, I'm fine with it, and I'm happy. I know I gave a couple of suggestions for some other stuff, and I don't know if any of those will translate. But if any of those will translate well, I'd be happy to try and move those over too. I feel like I've already missed it. Maybe I haven't, but I feel like I have. What game? Let's see. I think we have similarities with common sense and overall view and quality, but it's approached in a completely different way to our differences in personality, which will be cool. I agree. I think that's What Game Before has expressed that he has some ideas too. He said he'll mention closer to 2024. Exciting. Yeah, I'm excited to hear what he's got planned, or what he's thinking. Yeah, that was. Okay, so this is a curiosity. There's a pipe there, which I understand. Why though? Why a pipe? Is it so you'll have to swim precariously low? Or is it because this is a secret? No? No? I don't know what the deal is here. I'm okay. I'm fine. I feel like I've already missed whatever it is. We hit the halfway point. As of right now, there's me with you and what game before I'm on board with videos and maybe. Okay, that's a good lineup. I think. I see something. It's this way. Wait, maybe? Okay, I see something this way though. It's over there. Okay, I'm sorry if this is not... I can't. I feel like this is gonna kill me. Let me start select and try that again. I'm excited about that. I think that's gonna be good. Let me see here. I'm not sure. The secret's got to be there. Like I feel like that's where it's got to be, right? But I'm at the checkpoint, so I'm okay. Let's see. Now I want to go ahead and throw out there again. I know we're kind of in this more middle point of the game, but I do want to go ahead and throw out there that if you are interested in this, it is a ROM hack. So see, there's a moon down there. And a P-switch, which didn't do anything. Was I supposed to carry it through here? Okay. That it is a P-switch. Oh, okay, I got it. I get it. Let's do this again. I get it. Yay. Throw this out there. This is a ROM hack of Super Mario World. If you're interested in playing it, you do have to patch a ROM of Super Mario World. So obviously, I'm not Super Mario World's with a lot of games. I would say don't worry about the the ROMs and such. It's hard to get. They're expensive. Super Mario World's not one of those. It is not a particularly expensive game to acquire. So, if you are interested and you own this game, my recommendation is you own a copy and then you go and you get a clean ROM online. Once you've done that, you can... Okay, I didn't mean to hit that. Once you've done that, you can go and download this ROM hack for free. It doesn't cost anything. It is the link to that is in the description, and depending on what you're using, it doesn't require a super big computer. You can use LIPS, which is Lunar IPS, or you can use, if you're using a MacBook or an Apple-based computer, you can use I think it's Multi-Patcher, and it will patch this game for you. It'll patch this copy of the game for you. So if that is a thing that you are interested in, that is how you accomplish it. I apologize that I have not given the step-by-step. I need to do a thing really quickly so I can see a little bit better. No, you just can't see that at all. Okay, fair enough. Okay. And you can play this game. Or this version of the game. This is worth it. This is super fun so far. The actual layout of this feels the actual layout of this game feels like a Mario game that Nintendo would make. So, can I let go of this softly? Yeah. These turn to coins like I suspected, and this pipe is accessible. Uh-oh. Star Doors, which I believe are super hard. Let's see. Each world, except one, has a special hidden level that can be accessed by special doors. Those levels have digits for a code needed for... It doesn't tell you. Okay, well let's see what happens. Oh, can I jump on this? Oh, it's water. Not what I wanted. Oh my goodness, this is not good. Be right back? Yeah, no worries. Oh, he's not fair. He shouldn't be able to continue to float. He's out of the water. I bet if the water goes away, I can't float still. I'm gonna let him go ahead and float all the way down. My dolphin buddy. Uh-oh. I see why a dolphin buddy was needed. I don't know if this is like the Japanese copy or if this is like the American copy. In the Japanese copy, you can actually eat the dolphins with Yoshi. In the American copy, we didn't like that because dolphins are intelligent, and we didn't like the idea of eating intelligent things, although you can eat literally everything else. I can't eat a Charging Chuck, I guess, but you can eat lots of other things in there is all I mean to say. Okay, I'm gonna swim under here and get this 3-up moon real quick. This is a little bit more difficult because I can't actually see the bottom of. I don't think you guys can either. I can't actually see the bottom or where the water ends and the hole begins. You know, so. This is such a cool way to do secrets, though. I am going to go and take the fire flower, though, because I know what I'm getting myself into with that more difficult level. And then I was going to try... I've been in the original Mario, I don't know if this one does, but I've had trouble where I've dropped a pea and sometimes it'll fall into the wall. And I don't want that, so I forgot this one gives me fun. Came back, had to get something important. No worries. I wanted an apple. Those are expensive, though, man. Like a laptop, like a phone. I'm being ridiculous, of course. I can't. See, I used to like apples. I can't eat them anymore because of my stomach thing. But anyway, they used to be a favorite of mine. Now I can't have most vegetables, and not a lot of fruits either. I have bananas. I think that's about it. I can have pickles. If I want to, I can have pickles as, are one of the few fruits that I can have. Yeah, pickles? No. No. Come on, you son of a gun. Oh yeah, you flop around like that. What are you gonna do now? I'm not gonna get cocky because this is actually not easy. This is a very cool idea. This is very Celeste-y, which I think is cool. I actually really liked Celeste. I know I think it may get a little bit more praise than I think it deserves in some cases. It's not a god game or anything like that, but I think it is a good game. Dang it. We're just gonna power. Nope, no. We can stay right here. That's what we can do. Good on me. Here we go. Where's my dolphin buddy? Dolphin buddy. Dolphin. Dolphin buddy. Dolphin buddy left me for good. I don't like Celeste. There should be a review of the second. Yeah. That would be a good review. I think. How do I want to say this? I definitely think Celeste is. Hold on one second. I definitely think Celeste is overhyped in a lot of regards, but I do think it is. I do actually think it's a good game. It's not. I think it gets way too overhyped, though. Just being completely honest. but I enjoy it. So I know where this secret is. I may just take a mushroom and then go to World 3. Because it's the end of the level will give me a number that I need. But I don't need the number now. And I may just save the star doors for all the end. So let me do this. Actually, you know what? What I think I'm going to do, I'm going to pause real quick. I'm going to take a momentary break. I'll be right back. It shouldn't take me more than about 5 minutes. I hope you guys will allow me a bit of your patience. And I don't remember where the Be Right Back button is. I've been gone for a little while, so let me just tap the BRB button and put some nice calming music on for you. Maybe something like this. If you guys will pardon me for just a moment, I'll take maybe a minute or two break, and then I will be right back. There we go. See, nice and easy, not too long. Scoot it back over. There we go. Hope I sound okay. I don't think it's a bad game. Definitely not a badly made game either, but the greatest platform of all time. Those people are on some fun drugs. Yeah, no, when I think of greatest platformers of all time, Super Mario World, and again, maybe I'm weird. Super Mario World is one. Ninja Gaiden is one, which brings Cyber Shadow very close for me. The Messenger, if I wanted to pick something that was new, old, The Messenger. I really thought that was a great game too. So, Celeste is fun. It's definitely fun. It's not the greatest platformer of all time, in my opinion. Let me really quickly fix my headphones because I guess something happened while I was gone to them. I don't know why they seem to be having some... Okay, well, no, nonetheless. Oh, well, can you guys hear? It doesn't look like it's coming. Okay, well, as long as you guys can hear. There we go. I can hear everything okay? Okay. Yeah, my headphones are only coming through one ear, but that's okay. So long as you guys can hear, that's what matters. Oh, he's adorable. No, Celeste being the greatest platformer of all time, no. Again, Cyber Shadow, Ninja Gaiden. Honestly, if I were going to think of the greatest platformers of all time, this era is more where I would go. I think Mario is better than Sonic the Hedgehog, but Sonic the Hedgehog Sonic the Hedgehog is actually really good. Sorry, not the first one, the second one. Although I like the first one the best, I think the second one's a better platformer. 3's really good. Shoot, what else would I go with? I'm tempted to look more in this area. Super Mario World, Shovel Knight, Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie it's a platformer too. I would agree with that. Mario 64, I like Mario 64. Mario 64, I'm not as big of a fan as I am Banjo-Kazooie. But the reason that is because Banjo-Kazooie... So, Banjo-Kazooie basically took the Mario formula and did everything better, in my opinion. A couple of those things are Mario's camera was a little wonky in some instances. Banjo-Kazooie added where if you hold the R shoulder button down, it automatically sticks to the back of Banjo, which made swimming incredibly easy. You did not have to fight with the camera. Another thing is in Mario, every time you get a star, you have to exit the world and then go back in, and then they say, oh, well, here's what the new star is, and you get this esoteric hint. With Banjo-Kazooie, all of the stars, aka the Jiggies, are in the world already, and you don't necessarily get any hints, but you take one Jiggy and then you're done with that Jiggy and you can just go to the next one. This little guy is adorable. Look at him. He's cute. I don't think there's a single platformer that feels as good to play as Shovel Knight besides Super Mario World. Shovel Knight does feel super good. Yes, I can agree with that wholeheartedly. Shovel Knight does feel... Shovel Knight is a very, very clean platformer. I've said this before, Mario 64 is one of my favorite games. It's a masterpiece, especially for the time. I love that game. It's iconic. But Banjo is a better game. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I do love, again, I very, very much enjoy and like Mario 64. But I agree, I don't think it is quite as well done as Banjo-Kazooie. But to be fair, Banjo-Kazooie didn't come out until 97. So they had a little extra time to kind of learn from mistakes. Not a lot. They had some extra time to kind of learn from some what may have been construed as mistakes. What do you class Ratchet and Clank as? I've never classed it as a platformer, some do. No, Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter, all of those are TPS. Sorry, not TPS, TPA, third-person action. That for me, I've always considered those TPA, just over-the-shoulder action, general action games. It's the same class I would have put something like God of War in. It's not the same kind of game as God of War in terms of like the way the combat works and such, but TPA examples of TPA games that also fall into that class, like Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, the general Legend of Zelda games, I would put that as. I'd call the first game Jak a platformer, but not the sequels, and that's fair. Generally, I don't. Jak 1 is 100% play, and that's fair. It is definitely more so than its predecessors. I would agree with that. Jak 3, I mean, you had the whole vehicle thing, so it was just too. They had so many things in it that it was like, okay. Jak 1, yeah, I could see. I definitely could see that for Jak 1. I would say that. I'd say that you're right on that. But general Jak and Daxter. When I think Jak, I honestly think Jak 3 first because it was the one I detested the most. Hold on, I gotta make sure some stuff is okay. There we go. They've admitted they were chasing a different audience with Jak 2 and 3. Well, and I think that they were trying to grow with their audience, because Jak 3 tries to be edgier as well. Not just with the vehicles, but also the way that Jak's character had changed. Hotel. Are we doing a Hotel Mario spoof? Uh-oh. Forget you. They said in interviews how the character action platform was dying and GTA 3 took over, which is literally why they had guns and vehicles that made Jak talk. Yeah, that's, you definitely could tell that they were chasing something that they shouldn't have been chasing, honestly. I don't think, but that's just, oh wow, they kick him to home to you. I thought he just normally kicked it up. You could definitely tell. I mean, and they gave Jak the goatee and made him all edgy and piercings and soul pain. You know, all that good stuff. So me personally, I didn't like. I mean, I have them. I have the trilogy and all that, but I don't. I wasn't a big fan of 2 and 3. I liked the Precursors Legacy. I thought that one was fun. Clear progression, yeah. Which Crash is also. I mean, again, a lot of those old games. Another thing, this is probably not popular, but I don't. There's some games that I think fall into the same vein, but I may not look at them the same way. There we are. And that'll give me a mushroom, which will save my hide for a second. Ah, shoot. I was kind of hoping it would just kill him. Oh, he threw that straight up. There's no way that's good. Yeah, okay. Dang. There's some really good tricks with the world, too. It seemed to open, but when you try to swim in certain areas, the camera will control itself to look away, so it actually loads in. Yeah, they were definitely clever. And I think, I mean, honestly, I don't think we've closed the gap on clever load times much more than they had. Good example of this would be Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. They are loading the areas in when you're in the little cracks and crevices. Oops, shoot. Oh, if any of that star gets you, huh? Okay. When you're in the little cracks and crevices, it's actually loading in the next area. You're like, oh, that's clever, but it's also not that much more clever than what they were doing back with Jak, so. back with the Precursor Legacy. I agree. I think they did a great job on that. And I think really that they're kind of who we've just continued to build off of. There we go. That's what I was hoping would have happened the first time. Ooh! That little gopher is cute. Yeah, he's dead now, though. Aw, man. Okay, hold on. Let's just get rid of that altogether, I think. I feel like there's something... Oh, wait, no, let's not get rid of that. Let's respawn him, and I'll use him on the... Okay. I find it weird how people want Indy to make Jack again. And I love Indy, but it's not the same studio anymore. Don't understand what makes people think they would do. I feel like that a lot of people think Naughty Dog is going to be... Okay, that's fine. Dang. They really just don't give you... They make them home to you. I mean, it's not bad. It's good, but I feel like that the people now that are looking back on it, I don't think we're looking back at... I mean, you have to think about this. There are people nowadays that are asking if we got to see what a PlayStation 2 looked like. That's the generation that we're in. Like, it's people are like, oh, that thing is is that an ice ball? What is that? I don't know what that was, but it didn't blow up like this one does. Well, a lot of good that did me, huh? We're in that generation of people asking questions like that, you know? Did you ever get to see a PS2? Well, yeah. Not only that, but I wasn't all that young when the PS2 came out, you know? There we go. Does that say locked? Who's asking that? Insane people, man. That's yeah. No, I'm not even kidding. I really do. Their track record since Crash 1 is insanely impressive, but they're a very serious and pretentious studio now. Well, and I wonder if those people are looking for Jak 3 with a different type of seriousness now. I don't know. I didn't need this. I don't know why I didn't just leave. I guess I couldn't see the whole thing, but yeah. Yeah, no, but think about that. When the PS2 and the original Xbox came out, the year was 2001. That reminds me of Rainbow Six. Rogue Spear. The year is 2001, and she gives you this whole briefing. I'm gonna go ahead and take my chances. Throw that little ice ball. But anyway, if it's that same audience and they're seeing that more serious side, then maybe they're wanting Naughty Dog to add what they added to, like the Uncharted series, maybe, to the Jak series. That's the best I can think of. Dang it. He pulls those freaking bombs out so much more quickly than you can move. This will give me a mushroom at least. I can't lie, this is a bit nerve-wracking. Okay. Let's see. The thing I can't stand on Twitter is, hey, I bought this hidden gem. Anyone ever played it? And it's something like Metal Gear Solid or Final Fantasy VII. You know that those people are just doing that to get a rise. If I were going to say picked up hidden gems, and I love hidden gems, don't get me wrong. I think that there are a plethora of hidden, but like here, hidden gems. Okay, let me think. A Boy and His Blob for Wii is a hidden gem, I think. Ju-On the Grudge for Wii. Hagane for Super Nintendo. Gunstar Heroes was a hidden gem. Now I think everybody knows about it. Um, let me think. What other hidden gem? Oh, the Clock Tower for Super Nintendo. Those are hidden gems. Those are games that I don't think everybody knows about, that I think everybody should know about. But I think they're just trying to get a rise out of people. And, you know, oh, everybody who thought about these things are old. And it's like, no, not really. And you're not, I mean, and you'll look at it too, and half the people aren't even all that young. It's like they, you know, some of these people posting these things, you find out, oh, well, they were 30, they just turned 30, and you're like, okay, that you didn't find a hidden gem. You were playing that when you were, you know, 9 or however old you were when 2001 had come around. Or how old would you have been if you were 30? 7, I guess, but something like that. Yeah, by those same standards, you sure did. Nobody's heard of this game. And then you pick up Street Fighter. Yeah, it's a shame. I like hidden gems. What is this? 1, 2, 3 bull. I guess it's Hotel Motel is what it says, so maybe that's what it is. Yep, not gonna deal with you, Boomerang Bro. 5 bullets. Before the fireballs, I always called them bullets. Let's go ahead and just do this. It's like those dumb reaction channels on YouTube. First time hearing Thriller by Michael Jackson, and he's just 35. Yeah, right. Yeah, there's no way. Again, you're right. If you're 35, you'd have been born in what, 87? So there's no freaking way you didn't hear it. That Michael Jackson was at his heyday, and Thriller was the album. So, like, no way. And that's me. Now, I also don't like to look. This may be controversial, but they also have these channels where it's reactions, but they're younger. You know, maybe they're teenagers, or they're, you know, maybe they're younger teenagers, 13, 14 years old, and they're reacting to the Super Nintendo or the original Nintendo system. And they're like, oh, how did people used to play this? It's, you know, they're so old. And I'm like, I'm not gonna watch this. It's like, if you're having trouble, because it doesn't disappoint me in my age, it disappoints, oh wow, it doesn't disappoint me in my, good lord, you. Okay, it doesn't disappoint me in my age, it disappoints me in their simplicity. Now, oh, how did you play this? Well, it has 1 D-pad and 4 buttons, 2 of which are not game buttons, start and select. And then you have A and B. Not rocket science. But you don't need 6 buttons to play a game. I'm not saying you can't have 6 buttons to play a game. I'm not saying you can't have 20 buttons to play a game. Sure you can. And there's some great games that do that. But, like, I'm not going to feel bad just because you didn't like my system or whatever. And the system I grew up playing didn't even have those buttons. Okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. The system I grew up playing had a thumbstick and a single red button. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Am I supposed to? I feel like going down there is a bad idea. But I can't go in here either. Oh, I can? How did I go in there? What the heck is this thing? The heck do I do about this thing? What? I gotta figure this out here, hold on. Nope. There we go. This is actually kind of tricky. Okay. Sorry, I'm putting some focus on this. Ah, shoot. It's actually kind of tricky to hit him, and then that hole, believe it or not, seems super narrow, and you'd be like, oh, you're never going to fall in that, but it is like a gravity pit. Dang it. And he's really hard to hit. There we go. Oh, nope, not 3. Maybe 4. That was the magic number at one point. Nope, not 4, maybe 5. That's never been the magic number, but it may be this time, who knows. Nope, 6. Never been the magic number, and it may not be now. It was. 35 seconds to spare, thank God. That crab is having a great time. Yeah, he's kind of adorable. Looks at the NES controller. Wait, there's a button to access the microtransaction shop. No! All of the game was where it was supposed to be. In the game. I'm tempted to make a parody of that stuff. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So I'm going to be reacting to a man called Jesus. Never heard of him. Seems like... That's such a brilliant idea. Oh, I like that. I really like that. So I'm going to give you my impressions on this book. I've never heard of it before. Called the Bible. Had no idea what I was getting myself into, and oh my goodness, it was a doozy. Not quite a page turner. There were like, out of the 66 books that are in the blasted thing, maybe 60 of them were pretty boring, but I had 4 of them that I was really interested in. There was this one called Revelation, and it's a doozy. That's funny. I like that idea a lot, actually. And being clear, not talking bad about anybody's religion, but my God, I think that's a brilliant idea. And by the way, my opinion, again, opinion, religion, politics, gaming, all of this, right? Any of it. If you can't laugh at it yourself, this is my personal opinion, if you can't laugh at it yourself, even if it's a deeply held belief, I feel like that there's something in there that something's not. I feel like something might be a little bit tweaked or a little bit broken in that, because usually if I ever make a joke, and it's not to be rude or at anybody's expense, but they have to defend it, it's because they feel like that something's being thrown against armor, shoddy armor, and it's not. I'm not throwing anything against anybody. I'm sorry if but that's just me. So good day, guys. Gonna be trying out a taste test. So I've got this thing here called water. I love it. I love these ideas. I absolutely, if I can be a part of it, please let me. I want to. That'd be fun. I can't laugh at my irritating psoriasis or being diabetic. Then there's no point. Life should be fun. Well, it's like I'm not saying that they're not serious things, right? Obviously, they're serious things. I have nothing against people who have deeply held convictions with religion, deeply held political beliefs. And same situation, if it's a condition that you have, I've got no problem understanding that it is serious, but at the same time, if we make it almost feels like to me that when you do that, people feel like you're taking a handful of gravel and throwing it at the armor, whatever armor they feel like they've got for this thing. It's deeply held belief. I may have a political stance, but if I can't laugh at a person that I stand for politically, I mean, it's a person just like me. They're going to make mistakes. If I can't laugh at that person and the mistakes that they make, then am I really, is my deeply held conviction really so uncolored as to be any kind of accurate? Probably not. That's my personal opinion. Again, we need to do reactions to dumb stuff, man. The issue would be holding back the laughter. Oh, man, I would try so hard, though. I really would love to do that. I love the Jesus one and the Bible one and the water one, like all of those. I feel like that one, yep. So the ones that are lighter colored are jumping. This is it's a Kyonchi. Boop. I think that's an actual enemy in one of the Game Boy Advance games. Kyonchi, I believe they're called Kyonchis, if it is what I think it is, Kyonchi, is a Japanese... This, by the way, real quick, this is a Japanese themed level. It is cherry blossoms, all this. I love this. Like, the music is beautiful, the level is beautiful. I like this a lot. There's a little Galumba inside. Yay! Let's see. Hey man, if I can't laugh at two transgender bitches fighting in a boxing ring, then what's the point of life? I mean, that's like, it's actually, that actually means white man evil in English. That's the thing. Like nobody, everybody has to take it so personal. How do I? I'm gonna say it. I'm not gonna censor myself on this. I don't think I said it because it was funny. Or I thought it was funny. It was a joke that was made a long time ago. All right? So I'm going to say it, and it may get me in trouble, and if it does, then it does. But if it doesn't, I hope it doesn't. But I liked Transformers, right? I always thought Transformers go, Transformers, robots in disguise. And when they did transgender, that was transgenders, women that were guys. Obviously, the English, the grammar's wrong. It's a much more complicated issue, but it was quick and it was a parody and it was, he's white and straight, 2 in 1. Let's get that's great. My diabetes has a chance of literally killing me. I hear jokes about it. Like, yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like you get a laugh. You're not you say something like what I just did. You're not invalidating or being insensitive to it. That's the name. You are transitioning one. That's funny. Wait, did you used to sing that to the transgender? Excuse me, to the Transformers theme? If you did, because that fits too. So I mean, but like, nobody. That's brilliant. I love that's. Hey, that's fine. Like. That's the thing. That's really freaking interesting to learn that we had such a similar. That's so good. Oh, I'm sure. No, I'm sure I did. That was just the one that I sang just there was the one that came out there. But I mean, obviously, it's the same. Like my thing is, I'm not invalidating anybody's this is or that's or the other. I'm saying like if somebody looked at me and were like you said, the white and the straight, the whatever. Like I'm sitting there like I don't care. Somebody wants to. I'm a bigger guy. There have been people out there that call me fat and they laugh about it. In a not oh hey you're a fat dumb. They're not being pejorative. They'll make it oh you're fatter than last time. Like you walk into a room and oh you're fatter and uglier than last. Like that used to be a thing you did. You walk in oh you're fatter and uglier than the last time I saw you, and I'd be like yeah yeah that's what happens when I got friends like you and whatever, and you just make your jabs back and forth, but you're still great friends. You're not actually being mean to them or they're not being mean to you. That was just you'd walk into the room and that's how it was. I'm straight, I'm white, and I have a beard. I'll get the pitchforks through me. Yeah, I mean that's same here. Same here. And it's just like I'm not invalidating. I'm just making jokes. I'm making something funny. Bill Burr does a great job. In my opinion, Bill Burr does a great job of just being like, who cares? I'll say what I want. And you'll laugh or you won't. And I love Bill Burr is one of my absolute favorites. I hope that's oh shoot. Oh well. There was one that just flew away, and I guarantee you that one had a 1-up in it. Bill Burr, he just doesn't care. I mean, that his thing is like he makes fun, and it's like George Carlin was great too. He would say these ridiculously deep things in between the God dang it, in between the comedy. Look, I knew it had a 1-up in it. But like these are Norm Macdonald was one of my absolute favorites too, and like they would make these jokes, and it was just about laughing at anything. It was about making commentary. He made this one about women. People who yes. Norm Macdonald had this one where he was doing the thing where he's like, he did oh shoot, what was it? It was like a pie chart. It was like a multifaceted joke, and it was about women. Obviously, we have wives and girlfriends. Obviously, we understand the importance of women. But at the same time, just like we get made fun of, so is it okay for us to make fun of them and for them to take a little... I just messed myself up, didn't I? It's not. But anyway, he did this thing, and he was like, it was like a chart of like female drivers and male drivers, whatever. And then he was like, and you'll notice that the pie chart doesn't add up to 100%. That's because the math was done by a woman. And then, and then he was like, the lady that wrote that joke was a woman. Now you don't know what to do, huh? And then he ends the whole bit and goes, he's like, nah, I'm just kidding. We don't hire women here. And it's just like this multifaceted Jap. Obviously, he doesn't actually hate all women or any of that. But the joke was funny. Uh-oh. I remember you guys. I don't like you. Oh, and they're better this time around than they used to be. I forgot to tell you, say what a kyonchi was. Oh, well, frick. I didn't know he could throw it back at me. If I had known he could defend himself, I never would have taken him on. Whoops. I'll just let him run off. I'm probably going to run out of time anyway. Whoops. Luck wins out again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's fine. Oh, little Kyoshi. Boop. Okay, I am not close. I don't think. I'm not close enough to make it in. Oh! I didn't know you could turn around. Dang it. Sorry. Okay. Make girlfriends about make jokes about my girlfriends all the time, and I get them back at me. Of course, yeah. That's why I completely lost respect for Kinda Funny when they fell out with their co-founder Colin Moriarty because he posted "Peace and Quiet: A Day Without Women" on Twitter. Yeah, and Colin Moriarty, I've seen his stuff, was pretty brilliant. Me and one of my friends who I play Apex Legends with are always joking about controversial stuff. Excuse me, nowadays. If people could hear the jokes we make on the mic, we would be canceled. And that's the thing. Everybody is at risk of being canceled for jokes about any group because it's, oh, you're invalidating my identity, and it's like, no, nobody is invalidating your identity. But you have to have a, boy, he just nailed it. I gotta walk under that. But at the same time, like, if you made jokes about me being a Caucasian man, which, by the way, tons of jokes are made at the expense of Caucasian men, or white men, whatever you want to call us. Like, uh-oh. Didn't know that was there. Thank you, little guy. Then that's okay. Like, I'm fine with that. I'm not any less okay with myself. Why didn't I throw it? That's a good question. There's a really slippery little platform there. I don't know if you saw that. But like, I'm fine with jokes being made at my expense too. I don't really care all that much. Sorry about that. I was uber focused on. Oh, they pop right back. I guess that would make sense. They would pop right back up. Kyonchi is my understanding. I'll just let that disappear in his hand. Will it not disappear in his hand? It'll disappear in mine. Alright, whatever. Oh! I thought he was off screen. I didn't think he would throw it, dang it. I can't take stuff serious. They're a definition of people without the actual real issues. I'm like, hey man, we honkies serious. Don't ever forget that. Like, it's stuff like how do I want to say this? I'm not worried about. Oh, well, really? Okay, fine. Okay. I just don't like. Why will I not throw it? I'm having trouble throwing the block half the time. I don't get why. Firstly, I don't get why you needed my my joking or whatever. I don't know why my validity was needed for your identity. If we were in conversation, sure, but I don't understand why, if I'm a random guy on the internet, you needed that. I want to be, obviously, to some extent, I want to be careful, and to some extent, I want to be unobtrusive, but at the same time, I don't want to have to worry about my words offending someone every sentence I say. I want it to be where I can say something and it not necessarily be considered, and not everything I say just randomly to be considered offensive. And I don't feel like we're at that point. I feel like everything kind of has this little background of being offensive. Oh, I can't hit him with the. Okay. Let's see. Listen, all jokes. It's all jokes at the end of the day. My Spanish maid laughs at him. My Mexican gardener finds it funny. Even the African American man who shines my shoes, he's always smiling. It's cool. Good. I mean, it is. That's the thing, is we should laugh at ourselves. We should, like. Here was the thing. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna say something. This is another thing that may get me in trouble. So there, a lot of times you'll find casts that get upset, or not casts that get upset, but fans that get upset with diversity hires. And again, nothing wrong at all with hiring a diverse cast of people, but recommended that you don't do it just for the sake of diversity, right? Because then I believe you've relegated people to just being a checklist. You know, I need someone of this race or this gender for this. You know, make a good movie, make a good game, and then, you know, if your hero's a female or of a different race, then great. I mean, there are several great games with female protagonists and non-Caucasian protagonists. One of the ones I really like, and people may disagree with me on this, but I really liked Mirror's Edge. I didn't. Cataclysm was okay, but I really liked just the original Mirror's Edge. I thought it was a fun game. And Faith is not Caucasian or male. I thought it was fun. But when they started going, when you start, sometimes you'll get like The Lion King. They said, oh, well, we're going to make The Lion King again in live action. We're going to actually use a cast that has, you know, this African or sub-Saharan DNA or whatever. Okay, cool, that's fine. Because they wanted to right the wrong. Oh, Aladdin, we're actually going to use a cast of Middle Eastern people for the majority. For the majority. Okay, no problem. That's fine. They didn't really improve on the stories. The stories come from Shehrazade's 1001 Tales, which is a great book of tales that I believe are majority Middle Eastern in origin. Perfectly okay with this. Let's see. that would probably get you in trouble. Diversity for that. Yeah, exactly. Because it relegates you to a checklist. Good story, the good cast hired because yeah, exactly. And there are, again, not all great actors are Caucasian men. Undoubtedly, not all great actors are Caucasian men. I mean, you for example, let's give you an example. Let's give you a non-Caucasian man. This is going to seem a little weird, but Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves he looks Caucasian, but he's in fact Hawaiian, which is Polynesian in background. All right, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, same kind of background. If you want to pull, Idris Elba, which is not a Caucasian male, and if you want to pull great female actors out there, there are a ton of them. I think Natalie Portman is brilliant. I'm not a fan of her as much in Thor, but I loved her in V for Vendetta. She was a strong lead to that. True fake story. He has some English in him too. That probably is true. I would believe that. I mean, the surname Reeves makes me believe that, but I could be wrong. But yeah, Judi Dench is amazing. I mean, the Ahsoka cast. The main lead is Rosario Dawson. She does a fantastic job as Ahsoka. There are tons of great and talented actors. In Ahsoka's case, I think they picked the right actor. I think that Rosario Dawson is great. I think she does a great job. But there was this huge debacle. There are these huge debacles about Disney, quote unquote, whitewashing every cast of these movies. These Denzel Washington. Oh my goodness, John Q. If you've not seen John Q, which I'm hoping you have, is one of my favorite Denzel movies. And he does The Equalizer, which are fantastic also. John Q, though, is one of my absolute favorite movies he's ever done. But anyway, so you have these these actors and actresses, I think they're all kind of just being called actors now. Perfectly okay. Let me wall jump, please. And so they go back and they're redoing all these Disney movies because they want to make sure that they're appropriate to the culture and so on and so forth. And then in God of War, Ragnarok, they decide to cast. Very nice. They decided to cast a Black American woman. I believe she's Black American as Angrboda. Now, that's with this little guy. That's fine. I mean, I don't really have an issue with it, but when people did have an issue and they were complaining about it because Angrboda in the mythology, and I do have some of this in my blood as well, is not Caucasian. She's blue-skinned. She's not Black American. You know, she's blue-skinned or whatever. There was this uproar of, oh, well, you shouldn't be calling them out. What's the big deal? There isn't a big deal. And I think the actress that did play Angrboda did a great job. I think she did great. I thought her character was perfectly likable. I thought she played the part well. I mean, honestly, I really liked the character. I think she did a great job. But if there are people that are having these uproars about their movies and races and such not being represented appropriately, or what they believe to be appropriately, then I don't understand why it's such a big deal for the people. My girlfriend made a mistake when speaking when she wasn't spoken to. Dealt with that. Nice. That's funny. Please let her know I said hi too. I hope you will. But anyway, there was no problem with the actor or actress, whichever preferred term. There was no problem with her being a Black American playing Angrboda. I think she did a great job. I think she did a really good job. I will when the bleeding stops. Okay. But I think she did a great job. I think she did a wonderful job. But there were people that complained about it because Norse mythology is predominantly Germanic and Scandinavian, and it is a predominantly Caucasian written mythology. And there were people that had they wanted to say, oh well, she's not, you do know in the actual mythology Angrboda is blue-skinned. And people jumped all over them and were like, hey, you can't say that. The blue skin thing is bad. You can't say this stuff. And it's like, no one was saying that the actor didn't do a fantastic job. She did great. They're saying if you can be outraged about The Lion King not having an African cast, or Aladdin not having a Middle Eastern cast, because that's the area of the world and the time that they're dealing with, then Angrboda if they wanted to maintain her being accurate, they also wouldn't. This is a Scandinavian and Germanic made lore. So that's all they were saying, and it was insane how it didn't go opposite of that. But I think the game's great. I don't want to make any bad commentary. I think the actress did a phenomenal job. I think she was great. I think everybody did their thing very well. It's one of my favorite games that had come out this year, and a contender for Game of the Year and all of that. I will say this: the amount of white redheaded women vanishing from movies and shows is odd. Yeah, I can understand that. I did just start Peaky Blinders, and there is an Irish woman there, which I think is pretty interesting. I've only just started Peaky Blinders, so I know I'm way behind, but my goodness, that show so far has been so good. So good. Problem I have with God of War is I haven't lost all my hair yet, so I can't cosplay as Kratos. And hopefully you never do lose your hair. Ah! I wanted the mushroom so I could damage boost, but I'm going to try it again. There's a secret in the ghost house, or in that shrine. There's another secret I missed, but I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'll find it. Anyway. Fun fact, Peaky Blinders is based in an area that's about 10-15 minutes from where I live. It's where my girlfriend is from. Oh, really? I won't... it told me the area, and I know where the area is. I don't want to say it out loud if you don't want it done. It starts with a B. I can say that much, I guess. I don't want to spoil anything. That's... as I understand it, or stood it... Oops, I ran right into the Eyrie. I believe the Peaky Blinders... I mean, obviously everything is exacerbated from its normal... But I believe the Peaky Blinders were... Not Barcelona. Barcelona, Spain. The Peaky Blinders, as I understand it, were a real criminal organization, although they weren't quite the Tommy Shelby level of coordinated, let's say. That's what my understanding was. And ironically, they have the guy that they have leading them's playing an Englishman who fought in France, but he's actually Irish. I believe Cillian Murphy is an Irishman. So, something I do not have a remarkable ton of in my blood, but I have some. I've noticed that since that show, people, I have always enjoyed 1920s clothing. I'm actually subscribed to a channel called the Urban Gentry, I think it is. Gentleman's Gazette, maybe it is. I don't know, but anyway, it's that's all they do is specialize in that kind of clothing, and it's because that's I've always been a fan of that kind of clothing. I am a smidge old-fashioned, though. That clothing is actually really expensive, if you can believe it. Did I just pass my first star door? Oh, I did! Do I get a number for this? Secret code 1, second digit 6. I'm gonna jot this down. That was actually a tough world. Let me jot. Hold on. Where's my pen? I have no idea where my pen is. I'll just refer back to this, I guess. The area I live in is somewhat a similar accent as they portray on that show. We have some differences here and there, but the surrounding area has hints of it. Well, and again, it's Cillian, I believe, trying to portray an early 19th century, one of the early 20th century British accents. And I know England, like America, has multiple different accents. Everybody always kind of makes it posh or Cockney, but there are all kinds of different accents. And CLDC16 tree... What? Tree Cut Mountains. Why am I already in 5-2? Wait, does that not let me move forward? Does that just make me jump forward? It doesn't allow me to go... Oh, no, it doesn't. I'll have to pass it normally now. Oh, well. Yeah, I mean, it's a great show, and they do a great job of... I'll try this, and then I'll have to cut it off here in just a bit. We've been almost for the 3 hours that I usually allot, so... It's, I say, a lot of different accents, but at the same time, it's really fun to watch. Really good to watch. I'd wanted to watch it for some time. I'd heard of this this character, and I'm a big fan of Cillian Murphy as well. I think he does a great job of just pretty well anything he's in, from Batman Scarecrow to Oppenheimer. So it was very, very welcome to pick a show where he's the lead, because I'm a big fan of him. It's so far giving a like experience without giving the whole thing. I first saw him in 28 days later. Yep. It's kind of I'm going to say this. It's not the same premise at all, but the same reasons I watch it is it's basically the Triple B, the British Breaking Bad. It's that kind of quality, but it's not a little town in New Mexico. Oh! I thought there was a platform there. My area, Wolverhampton and Birmingham, all share similarities in how we speak, with some slight changes. Okay. I'd have to take a look at Wolverhampton. I'm not familiar with. Birmingham, I am familiar with. That was the place that I was referring to. Obviously, Barcelona is... If you are in England, you're in an island just north of there. So far, I've been able to trace... I did more of the whole genealogy trace thing, and they rehashed it. So I had a better understanding of my origin. I still remain very much, very much one or two things, which is interesting. But I'm apparently decidedly more Scandinavian than I was previously thought to have been, and additionally more, I guess, going back to early, century such. I was in the area, or my family was in the area not conquered, well, yeah, kind of, called Danelaw, which is in the northeast of England, I believe, or was in the northeast of England. And so I was able to trace some stuff back to that, which is kind of cool. So I've got a lot of Scandinavian and a lot of English and a lot of this oddly convoluted Germanic such. I've just got to keep going. I just found out he's 99% Korean. I have virtually zero. I have zero East Asian or anything like that in me. I have virtually no Latin anything in me. It is almost entirely whatever distribution of the Germanic tribes, i.e. Anglo-Saxon, Jute, and Scandinavian. It's almost entirely that. Maybe in a previous life we were Scandinavian warriors and lovers. Hey, wait a minute, what? I mean, it's possible. If you believe in previous lives, possible, very much. The lovers part, I don't know. I don't know what the Scandinavian code would have been on that at that time. I know that Samurai Code was very gung-ho on it, which is, I think, a really neat... it was a neat little factoid about that. Scandinavian, I don't know. Which is... I'm curious also, if you have a fair amount... If you're also that fair amount of Scandinavian conquered English, or if you're just much, much more straightforward English, that would be interesting. Video never had any Latin in me either until... Well done. Yeah, I would be interested to see how your report and my report hash out. There's so many different... that was an oxymoron. I was going to say there's so many things that I notice. There are a lot of similarities, personally, that I've recognized, I think, between the two of us. Obviously, we're very, very different people, but we're also, I think, very, very similar in the same way. So I'm very curious. Similar eye and hair color, similar... just similarities I'm noticing. You're a little taller than I am. I think you're an inch taller than me, and I'm probably a few stone heftier than you. to be fair. I don't know why I use Vinny as the joke. I just think he'd be the funniest because he's the most innocent, and it is. I do too. So it's a fun fact again. I actually have to have my shoes custom made because my feet are such an unusually large size. It's not like basketball size 27s, but I wear a 12, which I think we are a half size. Our number is a half size larger than yours, or a whole size larger than yours. So I think in UK it would be 11. Maybe 11.5. I don't know how exactly it pans out. I could be wrong. It may be the other way around, but I believe that's the case. And I'm a 5E width. And I don't know how you guys measure width over there. But yeah, I'm a size 12 US, which I believe is a size 11 UK. 5E width. And they don't make 5E over here very commonly. It goes up to the 4D. I'm an 11-inch shoes, but sometimes a 12, so it's weird. So yeah, similar again, right? Similar again. That may be a 12 to 13 in US that you're saying. I think that's how that translates, but I could be wrong. Again, I don't know. But anyway. So I'd be interested if ever you do one of those DNA tests, if ever you felt like sharing those as well with me, which of course you don't have to. I'd be very interested in seeing how they pan out. Despite our geographical distance, it'd be very interesting to see how our genealogy aligns or diversifies. But yeah, I don't cheat on my wife or my girlfriend, so what makes them think? Yeah, look, if you ever do, it'd be interesting. But anyway, I want to say thank you to anybody who's popped in and said hi. I want to say a big thank you to Ash for coming in and saying hi, keeping me company. Always a pleasure and a lot of fun to get to talk with you, and I'm so glad that we got to. I had a lot of fun. I actually made a lot of progress. I think this game has like 12 or 13. No, this game, I think it's 16 worlds. So anyway, it's a very impressively sized game. Goodbye, God bless, good night, rest in peace, Fiddy. Poor Fiddy. He's going to pop in and be like, what happened? But anyway... a huge thank you to anybody who popped in and might have seen this, lurked or otherwise. Huge thank you, of course, like I said, to Ash. Again, I want to say, if you're looking to get this game, this is a ROM hack, so make sure you own your copy of Super Mario World. Download yourself a clean Super Mario World ROM. Patch it with Lunar IPS. There's the patch in the description. Patch it with Lunar IPS or with multi-patch on Mac, I believe it is. Multi-patcher on Mac, but anyway, and you can play this as well. But yeah, big thank you to everybody who pops in also after the fact. And if anybody pops in after the fact, takes a look at this, please take a look at some of the channels I have in the description. Of course, the Siren Ivy and her Twitch streams. She goes live. I don't know exactly what her schedule is, but I understand she may be getting back to a more normal schedule in the near future. I'm not positive. I don't want to hold her to it. But you can also see some great archives there. And then, of course, Ash Talks Games channel is there. And you've seen in the chat some of the cool stuff that he's looking to have coming in the near future. So I'd recommend subscribing and popping the notifications on so you can hear when that stuff goes live. Viddy's channels, Viddy Plays and Viddy's Gaming Videos, Omega Ace Gaming's channel, as well as his short tidbits, which I think are really great Castlevania lore, and Thumb Bros, both his Twitch and his YouTube. All of those are linked below, and I highly recommend you check all of them out. These are great guys. They make great content. It's all about having fun, and they have fun in their own ways, and it's so refreshing. Thank you, man. Oh, no, of course. I'm excited about your stuff, man. I'm excited to be a part of it whenever you're ready, but for now, I think it's a good idea that everybody be informed, so when it does go live, they're there, and they're able to see the great stuff that you have, so I'm excited about it. And again, in that same vein, all of them do different things, but it's all for the sake of having fun and enjoying, so I hope you guys will enjoy with them. I know I will. Other than that, I am going to go ahead and tap a button. Nice, relaxing music that was coming in with the Mario stream. We'll go ahead and put some neat music in that is not Mario stream. I hope you guys did enjoy this. I actually am really having fun with this game. It feels like an official Super Mario release. The levels are so well put together. The music is nice and refreshing. And the levels feel, while they feel like they're actually made by Nintendo, they actually are diverse and different enough to not be. So it's very, very, very cool. I want to give this a full playthrough. I believe they said it has 112 or 115 exits. I don't know if I'll do a whole run on 112 or 115 exits. I'll try to. But it's not like Super Mario World where I've been playing it for 30 years and I know, all 96 exits like the back of my hand. But I think I'm going to do a full playthrough and just try to poke and prod and make as much progress as I can on this. So I'll probably play this the next time I'm live as well as the time after that until I finish it. And then we may go back to another series, or if anyone else has a suggestion of a series that they'd like to see played, I might give that a start. If we go back to series that I have opened that are not finished yet would be like KOTOR 2, Jade Empire, I think, is on that. JSRF, those are ones that I have open that have not yet been completed that I'd be happy to go back and continue. On the other hand, after I finish this one, if you have other games that you'd like me to play through, give it an attempt, either that or to try to do a full formal playthrough. Doesn't matter what the console is, let me know. If I have it, I will happily do so. If I don't, I will look to get it. And it doesn't matter how old or new the console is, I will try to make it work. So I want to say again, lastly, the biggest thank you to those of you who have been moderators and friends of mine for so long. Vidi, Thumb, Ash, and Omega. I really, really appreciate you guys for sticking in there with me and remaining my friends and helping me to moderate the channel, but just having conversations and spending a couple of your hours of otherwise your weekends or your days off with me. Other than that, I hope you guys all have a wonderful week. I know today's Monday. I did take off today, so I wouldn't have any rush, but I am back to the grind tomorrow, Tuesday. I hope you guys all have had a wonderful start to your week. I hope you continue to have a wonderful week, and we should see you next weekend. Take care, and we'll see you soon.